Entrevistas, nuevos lanzamientos y todo sobre la industria del entretenimiento. Bienvenidos a Sin Control. ¡Comenzamos!
¿Qué tal, chicos? Bienvenidos un martes más aquí a Sin Control. Estoy muy emocionada de estar aquí con todos ustedes y también muy contenta por toda la gente que se está conectando a través de nuestro streaming. Hoy lo siento muy lejos y es que tengo a alguien muy especial aquí y entonces tuvimos que hacer un reseteo de esta hermosa cabina que nos aloja y que nos tiene aquí todos los martes Radio Anáhuac. Todos los que se están conectando a través de Twitch, bienvenidos a este programa de Sin Control donde apoyamos a las bandas emergentes y lo mejor de la música emergente. Hoy es un día bastante lindo porque me siento muy emocionada porque tengo invitados especiales. Pero antes de ir rapidísimo con esta increíble banda, quiero que por favor se suscriban ahorita a nuestro YouTube y también nos sigan a través de Twitch y en todas nuestras redes sociales. Gracias también a la Universidad de Anáhuac que siempre nos aloja para seguir apoyando a las bandas emergentes. Pues, ¿qué creen? Que no solamente mexicanas, porque también hemos tenido bastantes bandas extranjeras ya en este programa y hoy no va a ser la excepción. Vamos rapidísimo con esto de Ren Munguía y que vamos a estar ahí el 4 de abril conviviendo con las otras bandas, con Canet, con Ren Munguía y con otros artistas, y vamos a estar haciendo obviamente la cobertura de las entrevistas post presentación. Así que vamos rápido con esto que es Die in Doom.
Quieres venganza, pero sabes que no hay esperanza aquí. No se juega así. Piensas que hago trampa y sobre redes no te escapas de mí. No me mires así. En falso y no respondo. Ya sabemos que se siente tocar fondo y no salir. Tú y yo somos fuego. ¿Quién ganar este juego? We could be beautiful like the moon or die in doom. Like the moon or die in doom. If we say what we preach, we can make a better game. You could probably run away, but you know how good we play. It's time to take the mask off and slow dance in the center of the crowd. Come with me and take the guilt out of the center. I'm done with your disguise. Stop pretending that you're innocent. It's time to realize the stone's predicament is imminent. I know you want this sweet relief. No soy tu amor, curo tu dolor. De mi fin tú eres el creador. Tú y yo somos fuego. ¿Quién ganar este juego? We could be beautiful like the moon or die in doom. Tú y yo somos fuego. ¿Quién ganar este juego? We could be beautiful like the moon or die in doom. Tú y yo somos fuego. ¿Quién ganar este juego? We could be beautiful by the moon or die in the room. I know I've done my mistakes. mistakes. Sometimes I feel a chain. I see right through your soul. Like you don't wanna see me again. Unworthy possessions in my room. You see me messing around and you can't take it. But I promise you one day I will make it through. Nunca voy a dejar de perseguir al dragón que vio el fuego escupir y me quema, me condena. My mind's playing tricks. Tú eres la espada y yo la pared y lo que tenemos es hanging on a thread. I pull the trigger right at your head. Tú solo querías estar y yo desaparecer. Siento que estoy perdiendo, mi cabeza me está consumiendo. Sé que las flores ocupan lluvia, eso yo lo entiendo. Quiero volver a empezar y decir que no lo vuelvo a hacer en silencio. Yo te veo rezar y yo solo me veo recaer. Estoy pensando en terminar con esto y tú me abrazas lento. Ahora veo no eres igual que el resto. I'm willing to sacrifice this. You don't have to roll the dice. It's nice to see you wake up and try. Tú eres la espada y yo la pared y lo que tenemos es hanging on a thread. I pull the trigger right at your head. Tú solo querías estar y yo desaparecer. Desaparecer.
¿Qué tal, chicos? Ya estamos de regreso aquí en Sin Control y me agarraron en el chisme, pero es que no saben la tremenda banda que tengo ahorita en esta cabina y estoy muy emocionada. Y les quiero dar un contexto rapidísimo. Resulta que hace más o menos 3 semanas estuvimos en Bajo Circuito, que ya pronto va a salir ese material. Tuvimos a nuestros Beyond the Sound, que cuánto los queremos a nuestros chicos de Beyond the Sound. Tuvimos también a Gandaya y obviamente tuvimos a una bandota que, espérense, estuve ahí cubriendo las entrevistas una vez que terminaban su concierto y la verdad es que estuvimos conviviendo en el backstage y estuvimos echando pues un montón de relajo ahí con ellos y resulta que, ¿qué creen? ¿Qué creen, controllers? Pues que tengo aquí a esta banda que la verdad no solamente conecté con ellos, sino que también traemos otros proyectos que ya pronto sabrán y que también, ¿qué creen? Que estoy muy emocionada de presentarles porque, bueno, 2 de ellos son mexicanos. Y tenemos a alguien de Canadá también aquí. Por eso digo que este programa ya se está haciendo muy internacional y estamos trayendo gente de todo el mundo porque quiero que por favor le demos un fuerte aplauso. Welcome, Khameleon. Welcome to this.
Thank you so
Welcome
much.
to Mexico,
Hey,
Kaleb.
Qué gusto. Muchas
How you doing, guys?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. Doing really good.
So we are going to mix the interview because we have like some controllers, Mexican controllers, and we are going to have Canadian controllers too.
Yeah.
So Kaleb, how you doing?
I'm doing incredible.
I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. You know, it's our first radio session. It's our first.
Is your first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Khameleon's first radio session and Khameleon's first acoustic session. So.
Oh, spoilers.
Me
Surprise,
siento muy honrada.
surprise.
Me siento so honored to have you here, guys, and I'm really, really happy because I saw your show at Bajo Circuito, and I was really like, oh my God, this is going to be a huge band so soon.
Thank you so much.
So tell me about everything. I want to know everything. Quiero saber absolutamente todo el chisme.
Claro.
¿Cómo se hicieron amigos? How you become friends? Berklee. So tell me. You can say in Spanish or in English, whatever you want.
Yeah, probably from the start. I don't know. Like we went to Berklee summer program. It was like an intensive 5-week program that had like a lot of stuff from a semester in just a few weeks, you know.
Qué difícil, o sea, 5 semanas en 6 meses de semestre en 5 semanas.
Comprimido.
Ok.
Sí. Entonces, bueno, en mi parte, pues yo quise ir porque quería conocer músicos nuevos, quería conocer qué más había aparte de la escena local. Y pues ahí conocí primero a Alan.
¿Qué tal?
Fue muy chistoso porque cuando conocí a Alan ahí, empezamos hablando inglés, porque todos hablan
Hello,
inglés.
nice to meet you, Alan.
Sí.
Ajá, tal cual.
Very nice to meet you, man. Where are you from? I'm from Mexico City. Oh.
Me too.
Me too.
Sí.
¿Y por qué estamos hablando inglés?
Literal,
¿sabes?
literal, me respondió, me too.
Porque
Bueno, qué ridículos estamos siendo en estos momentos, ¿no? Ya que
Sí.
estamos. Pero pues sí, nos topamos, éramos los roommates.
Wow.
Compartí cuarto con una persona más, pero pues X. Y después de eso, Kaleb pues estaba durmiendo 2, 3 cuartos más allá en el mismo piso.
Wow.
Entonces, en el cotorreo, pues que se encuentra la gente. Lo especial de este curso de verano es que, por ejemplo, en los campus donde dormimos, en los dormitorios donde dormimos.
In the dorms.
En los dorms, vaya.
Dorm.
Justamente abajo hay salas de práctica comunales. O sea, si la agarraste, te la quedaste y hasta que te saquen de ahí.
Sí.
Entonces, Kaleb y yo, básicamente nos dedicábamos primero a meternos así solo guitarra y bajo y llamear. Y tocar. Y como que esta conexión musical era muy natural, que aunque no nos conociéramos, si fuera él de Canadá, yo de México, nos hubiéramos topado hace un día, como que las ideas musicales, el lenguaje, por dónde iba la música, era muy intuitivo. Y después de eso, justamente Manuel y yo ya nos topamos, pero por separado.
Yeah. But there were. Do you remember there were these jams like each Tuesday, you know, and you presented like a song that you made, like a cover or a song you made. And there was this time that I said to Alan, let's make a song for a jam. And he told me, we're gonna rehearse with this guy. And I was like, okay, yeah. Let's do something, you know?
I guess that is how it came together, but it's funny, like, we were living in Boston, and they were roommates, and my room was literally the next door down, so I think fate had a lot to do with it. Like, right from the beginning, we were so close to each other without even knowing it. And it was, that first jam, when the three of us came together, that it was incredible. I mean, it felt like it was the band that I had been looking for such a long time.
Wow.
The connection was so instant, and the listening to each other, you know, it's like we could have a conversation without saying a word, but with saying so much, you know.
So you think was a spiritual connection?
I think so, yeah, like a spiritual bonding there, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you believe in spiritual things and these
Yeah.
cosmic things?
Yeah, we were
You
talking
know?
about that this morning,
Actually,
actually.
because I'm too. So do I.
Yeah. So I think everything's worked out for the right reason, and now here we are over a year later on the other side of the planet, or in Mexico City. It's incredible, you know. You take the opportunities, and then you end up somewhere that you'd never imagine you'd be.
Yeah.
And how is to be friends with 2 Mexicans?
It's incredible. I think the Mexican and the Canadian culture is different in a lot of ways, but similar in enough, you know? Like, the friendly atmosphere, the making people feel welcome when they're new in a city. Like, you've never met someone before, but you can meet someone in that night and go out and have the best time ever, and there's...
Eso sí es muy mexicano, muy de nosotros.
Tal cual.
Que hacer este bounding so instant, you know?
Sí.
Y al día siguiente ya somos super close friends.
Yeah.
Súper buenos amigos, súper, vente a mi casa, vente un toquín.
Sí, de que...
Así fue nosotros. Nos conocimos ese día y yo, véngase al programa.
Sí, y justamente muchas de las cosas que nos ha pasado últimamente ha sido tal cual así, de que vamos a un lugar y encontramos a la gente correcta y es como, oye, ¿y tú qué haces? Yo me dedico a tal. Mira, nosotros somos tal. ¡Qué gusto! Y empezamos a bondear. Entonces, como que... Por eso es lo que decimos que es como mucho... Se siente como destino. Porque como que nos ponen las oportunidades correctas, hasta el momento, en los lugares correctos, como que a su tiempo. Entonces, ha sido algo muy mágico.
Sí,
¿Qué les parece si vamos con una rola?
¿Va?
Me parece súper.
Okay.
Sí.
Guys, let's go with a song that is called Ticket in Your Hand.
In my hand.
Ticket in my hand.
Sorry, in my hand.
It can be in yours.
It could be in my hand. Okay, Ticket in my hand.
Let's do it, guys. This was our first single we released to the world, so
Yeah?
Yeah.
it's cool to
Actually,
be playing it here today.
Yeah.
Están apareciendo las redes sociales de Khameleon aquí en nuestro stream, chicos, así que vayan a seguir a esta banda. También están en Spotify, así, denle like, agréguenlos a las listas de reproducción y sigamos apoyando a las bandas emergentes.
Venga. Y dice... Ready.
Regardless, you know I like it better when you're heartless. It drives me more possibly that way, 'cause it's better than you love me, and my heart turns grey. Tickets in my hand, but I lost the receipt, and they need proof of purchase. Walk the private streets, but I sneak past when God isn't looking, to the fountain in the center, and to the man in rags cooking. I got the ticket in my hand, the ticket in my hand now, and you misunderstand me. Ticket in my hand now. I'm just sick of the fads. There's no sense in being a realist if I can't take the facts. Fuck what you're thinking when I pick up your slack, 'cause I could sit and lay around till my lungs turn black. Tickets in my hand, but I lost the receipt, and they need proof of purchase to walk the private streets, but I sneak past when God isn't looking, to the fountain in the center, and to the man in rags cooking. I got the ticket in my hand, the ticket in my hand now. You misunderstand me. The ticket in my hand now.
¿Sí o no les dije que era una super bandota, controllers? Es que cada vez tenemos mejores bandas emergentes. Chicos, vayan a las redes sociales a apoyar a Khameleon. Es bien importante que sigamos apoyando estos proyectos. Y van a estar el 4 de abril ¿en dónde, chicos?
La Piedad.
En La Piedad Live Music se llama.
La Piedad Live Music. ¿Dónde podemos conseguir boletos en toda la promoción? Venga aquí.
En Boletópolis tenemos los boletos en nuestras redes sociales, ahí en el Instagram, la tenemos ya en la descripción del perfil.
Ok.
Y también ahí estaremos dándole más seguimiento con los otros perfiles, que son las otras bandas Little German y Pamela Roth, nos van a estar acompañando en el escenario ese día. Entonces sí, boleto a $200.
Muy buenos, oigan, 4 de abril vamos a tener entonces a Khameleon y también vamos a tener a Ren, pero no ahí mismo, sino en bajo circuito. Así que tenemos 2 grandes conciertos que cubrir y haremos todo lo posible, los controllers, para poder ir a los 2 eventos, pero ahí estaremos. Ahora sí, Kaleb, tell me about this story, about Ticket in My Hand. Is there a story behind it?
Oh, of course. There's a story behind every song, you know?
Okay, tell me.
It's funny. I was actually on a cruise with my family. I was in Fiji off the coast of Australia. And that was when I first wrote the song. A lot of my songs start with just the lyrics. So
Okay.
I had written it more like a poem, but it was just that chorus. The
So
ticket
your
in-
method as a composer is like first the lyric and after the sound or the melody?
A lot of the time, yeah. Or sometimes we'll find something that we really like the sound of it. And I'm like, then I'll write the lyrics on the spot, you know?
Okay.
But I think a lot of the time I write in my free time, and then I find something on the guitar, and then I realize, oh, this is for that song that I wrote 3
Okay.
months ago or something. So it kind of comes back together. But yeah, it started as a poem, and it was just the chorus, the ticket in my hand, but I lost the receipt, and they need proof of purchase to walk the private streets. I don't know. I guess it came from this place of feeling like with this band, I think I feel the same way as you mentioned. Like, I think this band can really go somewhere. And I feel like we have this fate that we don't know the full extent of it yet.
So in this trip, you have already met them? Or
No, I wrote this song before I even came down here, actually.
I
Yeah.
told you, this is destiny.
Yeah, I wrote the lyrics before we had even came down here for the first time, and then we were jamming together in the first couple days, and I was like, okay, I have this idea, and it was the first song I think we conceived as a
Wow.
band
Yeah.
after Berklee. So
After Blues Your Shape.
after Blues, you say, yeah. So it's sentimental, you know. It's like it felt like our first full-fledged track that really had structure and really had a certain energy to it. So
And you vibe the song and you say, let's do it.
No, I think like most like the music. I think I remember how the music came. Like
Yeah.
it was in the Airbnb. Like we rented an Airbnb to.
You have something with the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y les quiero contar rápido, Control. Resulta que también ellos, parte del disco, de lo que están haciendo, lo hicieron también en un Airbnb. Por eso les estoy contando que ellos tienen algo con un Airbnb. Porque ahora resulta que this song has like a story in an Airbnb.
Yeah,
The same Airbnb?
Yeah, like the music came together in Airbnb because like the first time we met each other for like after Berklee, we said let's make a band, you know.
Okay.
Let's see what happens, you know. And Kaleb came here, and what we decided is to book an Airbnb for like 1 month and see what music come around, and that's what you can hear in the
¡Qué
EP.
cool! Deberían
Yeah.
escribir una canción en algún momento de Airbnb.
Well,
Ándale.
yeah,
Un jingle
we,
scene.
we need
Un
a
jingle.
sponsor.
Airbnb.
Patrocínanos,
Yeah.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
Airbnb,
listening
if
this.
you're watching this, we need a sponsor. Okay.
But I think the music came together because we had 2 songs that were like incomplete. And
Yeah.
there was like one day
Right.
that we said, what if we combine them?
Yeah.
And the verse and the chorus are from 2 different songs
Yeah.
we
Wow.
made.
Yeah.
And then the vocals that I had written 4 months before just happened to fit perfectly over that structure. So
my
it really is like a
God.
magical
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
And remember, it was because we were like the first time you came down, we were jamming, and you said like, I have this idea, ti ti ti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we need to do a verse, ti ti ti, and you know, and we had like the 2 verses, but
Yeah.
then we didn't have like a full-fledged. Powerful ending, and then we were like 2 days afterwards. We were on Sala Roma, and then we were
Wow.
jamming on the.
It was in Salas Romas. But it's interesting, the album that's out now on Spotify, Analysis Paralysis, and all the music that you would have heard at Baja Circuito was all conceived in that Airbnb from this 1 month intensive recording session.
Oh my God, it was awesome, really. When saw the bajo circuito, I saw all the show, I was like, oh my God, this man is going to be so huge. Chicos, vamos rapidísimo, un corte, no se despeguen, ya regresamos porque ya me están avisando aquí. Vamos un corte y ya regresamos aquí en Sin Control.
No te despegues de Sin Control. Vamos un corte, ya volvemos.
How many people think music right now isn't very good? I mean, I'm telling you right now, there are more Me Too bands than there are original bands. The most important thing about vocal development is helping you find what makes you unique. Everybody can put their music out. The struggle has always been to find you. You have and you build the skills to then figure out how many rules you can break. But you need to break them knowledgeably.
Voy a salir de esta masterclass súper inspirada, súper emocionada por seguir buscándome.
Te abre un chorro el panorama dentro de lo que tú crees que estás haciendo correcto y sobre las ideas de otras personas que tienen como mucho más trayectoria. Entonces yo sí la recomendaría un montón.
Realmente no era tan disciplinada, pensé que era disciplinada y creo que de aquí iba a salir muchísimo más para vocalizar todos los días, así que pues súper contenta de haber tomado esta super masterclass.
Do you guys remember the first person you heard sing that you went, wow, that is so cool, that's what I want to do? Whomever that person was didn't sound like everybody else. They sounded like something different, something that hit your ear and you went, wow, that's different, that's something special.
This one only won't have changed the way I feel, the way I feel. I'm standing still, and nothing else matters now. You're not here, so where are you?
What makes a great performance? Getting to know yourself and getting to love yourself and appreciate yourself, okay? That's the place that we start from.
We've been conditioned to not praise ourselves because it sounds egotistical, arrogant, conceited, all of these things. No one's telling you to go and go, I can do this. Self-belief, because I know for a fact that every single one of you in here has magic within you.
You guys have to think of yourselves as storytellers. Your job is to be a conduit and an avenue for whatever the emotion, whatever the feeling is.
Está increíble, realmente creo que superó mis expectativas.
Siento que es algo que cualquier artista debería de vivir.
Siento que he cumplido todos mis objetivos y hasta más. Una visión súper clara ahora de lo que tengo que resolver, de lo que sí estaba haciendo bien o de lo que me falta por hacer. Tengo muchas ideas ya que las quiero poner en marcha enseguida y sin duda esto es un antes y un después para mis shows.
Your performance is your own. When you can own the thing that you do, nobody can take that.
Ya regresamos a Sin Control.
¿Qué tal, controles? Ya estamos de regreso aquí en Sin Control. Recuerda las redes sociales, estamos como @sincontrol en todas las redes sociales. Nos puedes encontrar en TikTok, en Instagram, YouTube, Twitch y todas esas cosas que suceden en las redes sociales. Estamos como Sin Control. Y estamos aquí con nuestra banda favorita, Khameleon. Y estábamos platicando sobre, pues obviamente, cómo se conocieron, todo lo que fue vivir esta experiencia en Berklee, que estuvieron en Boston ahí 5 semanas, cómo llegaron a ser esta banda y obviamente todo lo que es detrás de Khameleon. So, guys, we were talking about this amazing song.
Yeah,
and there is more stories about?
there's many stories.
Okay.
There's a lot of stories.
Tell me
actually.
all the stories.
Okay.
We have
Which
time.
stories can we say?
Okay, Khameleon, the name.
Yeah, that's
Let's
what
talk
I was
about
going
the
to say.
name.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because everybody is like, it's Khameleon, but it's not Khameleon.
Khameleon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we are not talking in Spanish. It's
Yeah.
Khameleon. And it's Khameleon with KH.
See?
Yeah.
Okay.
KHA?
Yeah.
KH.
Tell us a bit about how the name came together.
Well, we were at the Airbnb and
Oh my God, Airbnb again. Airbnb, please, a sponsorship.
Exactly.
like the whole first phase of Khameleon was born out of that Airbnb, us like sleeping together and me, I was more present the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks because I had a lot of work, but afterwards, like when we had like 2 or 3 songs composed, we were looking at what we were going to do, we realized that we had no name. So Kaleb started sketching out some ideas on his sketchbook, where he writes also the lyrics of all of the songs, and he came up with this design in which like Cam comes from if you break down the name Khameleon, it comes with KH like Kaleb, Manuel, and Alan. Khameleon.
Oh, okay.
All the initials are in there.
Oh, yeah. So it's Kaleb.
With a K. Yeah.
Exactly.
With a K and then the H.
Okay, well.
No, it just contains each of our letters.
Okay.
But also, I think the first person that came out with that name was Jess.
It was
actually.
Jess, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking you were going to say.
Yeah.
Alan's girlfriend was actually the one who first came up with the name because we were sitting outside. There was a little patio. We were sitting outside. I remember sitting and looking at Jess, and we were talking about we need something that can sum up this idea of blending into different genres, you know?
Okay.
Because it's hard to put a single genre label on our band. We're always borrowing from jazz or rap or rock or psychedelic or R&B. So we wanted to kind of summarize this feeling of whatever song we're playing, we just kind of adapt ourselves to fit
We
into
have
it.
fans here,
Oh, we have some
Kaleb.
fans.
Say hello to the fans.
They got the merch on.
They got the merch on.
Oh my
God.
Yes,
Beautiful,
sir.
beautiful. But yeah, it was Jess that said, what about like a chameleon? You know, a chameleon blends into its surroundings. And that's what we do musically is someone starts with an idea and the other two guys blend into it. So I think it happened quite naturally, but we have to give a shout out to Jess Blancarte.
Shout out to Jess Blancarte, who also recorded the cello for our track Stadium.
Yeah.
She needs to come to the program.
She should have been here, yeah.
Yeah, she should have been here.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah. I can ask her, of course, whatever.
cello
We just had a show with her project.
Oh my God.
Yeah, actually.
Destiny.
Exactly.
Music. We have had like ¿cómo se dice? Adelanto
a teaser.
A teaser.
of her new
preview.
music. Damn.
And now we have a teaser from you guys. We are going to have a new song.
Yes, but
After
not
this
I've
one.
never
yet.
heard.
After this one.
Okay.
First
Okay.
rec.
Perfect. So.
First, I'm going to shout out Kevia, who is right now sitting outside of the recording booth. This is her favorite song.
Yeah.
This one's called Wrecked.
Yay.
Cool.
Let's go.
Ready?
Hola fans.
You start.
Let's do it.
Right songs start fade away. It's bleak, my mood rings gray. It's funny how the sky don't change. I reject it, then I start my day. I'm tired of reminiscing. I'm fine with indecision. Don't mind, I lost my ticket. I might just get faded into my head. Introspective. Bring it down instead. It isn't real if we don't wreck it. It's not real if we don't wreck it. It takes me over and I let it. It isn't real if we don't wreck it. And I freeze in the shape I'm in. Second place in the race I'm in. You escape, let some daylight in, and the soft sun works so much better on your skin. I'm down, I'm another stood over. You pick, stay my controller. Second guess, it's already over. Relax your mind, yeah, that's what I told you. Into my head, introspective. bring it down instead. It isn't real if we don't wreck it. It's not real if we don't wreck it. It takes me over and I let it. It isn't real if we don't wreck it. It isn't real if we don't wreck it. It isn't real if we don't wreck it. It takes me over and I let it. It isn't real if we don't wreck it.
Increíble, chicos, increíble poder. Y aparte aquí tenemos a 5 fans, 6, 7 fans, o sea, ¿qué onda? ¡Khameleon!
Muchas gracias por venir a ustedes, gente linda de la Náhuac.
Gracias a todos los que, también de los que se están conectando, los que nos están viendo a través del stream, gracias por apoyar a esta increíble banda. Vamos a tener pronto, el 4 de abril, van a estar en conciertos, sigan sus redes sociales para que estén al pendiente de la venta de boletos y también tenemos sorpresas más adelante sobre Khameleon. ¿Ok? Chicos. Sí. Chicos, platíquenme un poquito cómo ha sido mezclar esta música, mix this music.
I think we all come from different backgrounds, but we share the same core, you know? Like, when I think Kaleb is like mostly, you know, he likes a lot Mac DeMarco, Steve Lacy, psychedelic rock from the 60s. I love psychedelic rock from the 60s too, and I think Alan too.
Yeah.
But also like our expertise before probably this band was like very different, you know, like Alan is more connected to the pop band scene.
Yeah, I'm more of a session player with pop, well, between pop and other pop adjacent groups. So that, but for me, classic rock. Not so much psychedelic, more classic, more Led Zeppelin and those kinds of bands.
I think that's our strong suit as well, and perhaps what makes it sound so unique is that the three of us came from such different music scenes. Like, I really did kind of cut my teeth on folk music and singer-songwriter stuff and playing the acoustic guitar a lot when I was younger, and then getting more and more to the music that my grandfather introduced me to, psychedelic rock from the 60s and stuff like that. And Manuel's played in, you know, the heaviest of the heavy bands and this crazy, mind-blowing stuff. And to have all these different influences and bring them into one trio, I think that's what gives us our signature sound.
Yeah, and how do you keep it cohesive?
I think we all...
Because it's complicated, guys.
A lot of listening, honestly. I think the biggest tip for anyone is to listen more than you play. Like, I think when you have 3 people in a room, it's a lot easier to hear what everyone's playing. And if we're not listening to each other, then we're not playing right. So
yeah. I think there is not like I like this a lot from this band, that there is no ego. You know, like. Things are for the best for the music, you know?
Exactly.
Even if, you know...
It's the first band.
First band in history.
Es la primera banda que conozco que sabe manejar esta parte del ego, because it's complicated to manage this ego and this, you know, this part of, to be a band.
Yeah.
Y al final creo que... acá tirándola en español para regresar al español, creo que lo importante y lo que entendemos todos es que no lo hacemos o sea, de que, Manuel me cae mal, claro que su idea no va a entrar. Claro. O sea, todos sabemos que los comentarios que hacemos van al servicio de la composición, de la música, de la idea, del vibe, del concepto que se esté trabajando en el momento. Entonces creo que esa disposición y pues el talento de los 3 y como que estas ganas de querer siempre mejorar y de entregar un mejor producto, pues es lo que lo mantiene fresco, cohesivo y como colaborativo.
Sí. Claro. ¿Y cómo han logrado ustedes con raíces mexicanas y Kaleb with, you know, Canadian, cómo han logrado conectar este mix, esta pregunta se las había hecho creo que ya en Bajo Circuito, I think I remember.
Yeah, we talked about that a little in the interview, the cross-cultural influences.
The cross-cultural, So please tell me, because a lot of controllers didn't, saw the interview.
Of course.
Bajo Circuito interview. So tell me about to be Canadian and mix with Mexican influence and Mexican sounds.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because Mexico has such a developed culture around the music, such a connection to some of these traditional songs, and that's something that Canada lacks in a sense because, Mexico's been around a lot longer. There's a lot deeper connection to the music. But I think the Canadian music scene still reflects the culture, and I've been lucky enough to work with different Canadian Indigenous artists and things like that where I feel like I'm really connecting to where I come from and trying to make music feel like it comes from that place. So I think that's where a lot of my solo and acoustic and my lyric writing, I had a huge influence from interactions with different elders, like Susan Bear Shinbone, who was an Indigenous elder that I got to work with from the province that I'm from, Alberta. And those experiences really altered the way that I look at writing music and the feelings that you can access and the way that you can process trauma even and turn it into this beautiful thing. So that was my Canadian background. And coming here and mixing that with the Mexican scene, it's totally different. But I think it works really well. It's like I was telling you, Mexicans and Canadians are similar in quite a few ways.
Yeah?
I've never felt
in how many ways?
I don't have a number for you.
Okay.
But even my first days here, I felt like I was already at home. So I think it mixes really, really well.
Oh, great. And nos gusta mucho tenerte aquí. It's great to have you here, Kaleb.
It's so wonderful to be here. I don't want to leave,
Chicos, síganme platicando un poquito acerca de lo que es las historias detrás de Khameleon. These stories behind Khameleon songs.
Yeah.
Pues podemos contar la historia de Midnight Jam.
Yeah.
Tenemos una canción, la canción que abre el EP, Análisis Parálisis, justamente. La compusimos una medianoche que íbamos a practicar, justamente para tocar otra composición por completo. Y pues Manuel tuvo que ir al baño.
Sí, fui al baño yo.
Así, tal cual. Fue al baño y entonces...
En un Airbnb.
En el mismo Airbnb, justamente.
Airbnb.
Bueno, a ver, creo que el Airbnb necesita un poco de contexto. Manuel trajo su Mac Mini y la conectó a la televisión. Ajá. Entonces podíamos hacer música desde la televisión del Airbnb. Sí, entonces trajo su teclado, trajo su interfaz de audio y entonces ideas que tuviéramos, ideas que grabábamos ahí en el departamento. Entonces, mientras Manuel iba al baño, Kaleb y yo empezamos a tirar ideas y de repente llegó una idea de, pues como acordes funky y como algo muy disco. Y poco a poco fuimos subándole ideas y dijimos, hey Manuel, escúchate lo que traemos aquí. Y entonces ya como para media hora teníamos una base completa de loop de guitarra, baterías, bajos, y Kaleb, o sea, hubo una de las tomas donde pues Kaleb no sabía que iba a cantar. Entonces dijo, déjame le improviso algo acá. Y lo que escuchan en la canción es literal la primera toma que hicimos de la voz y de varios.
Guys.
There was no written lyrics.
Did you realize that you are amazing?
That one, yeah, that experience of improvising Midnight Jam was one of the key moments where I was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Really, it was one take improvised, and that's the song on the record as you hear it, so it's incredible.
Y de hecho, tenemos muchas de estas situaciones que nos pasan grabando rolas que dijimos, es la segunda, tercera toma y ya la vamos, o sea, la segunda, tercera vez que tocamos y ya la vamos a tocar, ¿no? Y ya así es, ¿no? En el disco. Y pues,
¿en bajo circuito pasó? En bajo circuito, it's happened this, you have one song before, one day or 2 days before, and then you play it.
Yeah, we had some arrangements that were from the day before, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. Even this final song that we're going to play today, we've only played it maybe 3 times, and it again felt like it was born out of total spontaneity, like this spur of the moment thing. But yeah, that's
like being the drummer and having this high demand. I don't know how to say it, high stakes thing. It's complicated, but
so I repeated. You are going to be a huge fan.
Gracias.
Yeah. Gracias.
We have a video there, in Midnight Jam, where you both guys are playing, and I'm playing the drums, but in the keys, and that's the track.
And it's living tiki tiki taka.
And that's it. That's Midnight Jam.
Oh my God, so cool.
Conceived in 2 hours.
So guys, as an artist or as a band, how do you think is the biggest challenge that you have been through?
Okay, it has been. I have an answer for that. I think. On the first run, when Kaleb wasn't around here anymore, when we had to mix and master all of the songs on the EP, the communication and the schedules, the schedule overlap and the...
How many hours from your home? How many hours we are from Kenya?
What's the time change?
Yeah.
It depends on the time of year, but typically not so bad. It's usually
2?
like 1 hour or 2 hours.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But because we're all in such different industries, like Kaleb was working also like as a waiter on a restaurant, and Manuel was in his coding programming session, and I was
other
like
bands.
Yeah, and other bands
and
as
you're
well.
doing the dishes.
And I was touring around with other musicians and just like being all over the place with rehearsals and such, like to actually find time or to attend or to look into urgent matters became more difficult. So we had to postpone a lot of like set dates and whatnot. So organization is always like an issue, so to speak.
Or not so much the organization, but I think as a band we function when we're together, like that's why we wanted to live together in that Airbnb, eat together, have all these things, because if you can spend that much time together, I think you end up in sync, It's so much easier to play the songs and write the music. So I think the biggest challenge was, when I was in Canada and we're working on these creative decisions, what do we want this song to sound like? But we're so far apart, that distance is in itself a challenge, because if you're in the same room and you're mixing a song, it's like you can just get synced up.
Yeah.
But when we're all working on these different schedules and coming in with these different mindsets, it was a bit hard to get on the same page in regards.
Y aparte es bastante complicado como banda también poder lograr, como decir, o sea, porque a veces tienes la idea aquí, right now, y, okay, hello, like, it's complicated, so los entiendo muchísimo porque en realidad en todos los proyectos, in all the projects, not just band, not just music, also with podcasts, sometimes you have the idea, you like, okay, I want this, I want that in the program,
Claro.
Y si no tienes a la persona ahí, es muy difícil el poder compaginar la idea que tienes y poder aterrizarla. Pero vamos a seguir platicando, vamos rápido un corte y volvemos. Chicos, vamos rápido un corte y volvemos aquí a Sin Control.
No te despegues de Sin Control. Vamos un corte, ya volvemos.
How many people think music right now isn't very good? I mean, I'm telling you right now, there are more Me Too bands than there are original bands. The most important thing about vocal development is helping you find what makes you unique. Everybody can put their music out. The struggle has always been to find you. You have and you build the skills to then figure out how many rules you can break. But you need to break them knowledgeably.
Voy a salir de esta masterclass súper inspirada, súper emocionada por seguir buscándome.
Te abre un chorro el panorama dentro de lo que tú crees que estás haciendo correcto y sobre las ideas de otras personas que tienen como mucho más trayectoria. Entonces yo sí la recomendaría un montón.
Realmente no era tan disciplinada, pensé que era disciplinada y creo que de aquí iba a salir muchísimo más para vocalizar todos los días, así que pues súper contenta de haber tomado esta super masterclass.
Do you guys remember the first person you heard sing that you went, wow, that is so cool, that's what I want to do? Whomever that person was didn't sound like everybody else. They sounded like something different, something that hit your ear and you went, wow, that's different, that's something special.
Ya regresamos a Sin Control.
We're just gonna go straight into it?
¿Qué tal, chicos? Ya estamos de regreso aquí en Sin Control y antes de que esto termine, porque se nos está acabando el tiempo, vamos con esto de Khameleon, que es Sunbad.
Primera vez.
Oh.
First time,
First
¿cierto,
time.
chicos?
Yeah, first time.
Primera vez.
This is the first time the world's ever hearing it. Brand new Khameleon song. I hope you all
Traídos
enjoy.
desde Berklee traídos. Y esto es Sunbad.
Ready?
Ready.
Lay down on the kitchen floor. Wish that there were mirrors on the ceiling. You paid to waste and wait and ignore, and only stop to consider what you're receiving. How can I detest when I'm leaving you cold for too long? Would you leave me at my worst? Or would you wait until the perfect moment comes along? Oh, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh, no. And hastily you walk about, wonder if it's me that you hear complaining. I'd rather not talk about money or your history, it's frustrating. How can I resist the person who's just too wrong for me? Yeah, I can't mistake your kiss for nothing more than innocent company. Lay down on the kitchen floor, wish that there were mirrors on the ceiling.
Nice, guys. So we were, Manu, before we went to a break, we were talking about the creative process and how to discover this creative, process, not just for the music, also for the whole project.
Yeah. I think it has been like I wouldn't say rocky, but it has been like something like we are guys that want to be in our element when we want to like create a song.
And how do you find that element?
Yeah, that's exactly what we have been up to. The thing is that for this first record that we have already released, there are instances when we recorded some stuff here or some stuff there or some stuff there, but probably our best shot was to record something in just one take. But for
just one take. Are you kidding me?
This song that we just played for you, actually, we recorded earlier this week. At,
it was actually our third rehearsal doing that song.
Oh my God, guys, you're like marcianos.
So, I think the past year has been finding our core creative process energy. I think it feels really good right now. It feels more calm. It feels more, like we have been finding the gray spots and the areas that we have been
and at what time you said like, okay, now we have the song, now we have the jam, now we have at what point? Because sometimes it's complicated, like you said, Manu, like it's a rocky pad.
You just know, like with the song the other day.
But you feel it, like
you feel
a spiritual thing.
You feel when you are overcooking.
We have that saying that like you can feel whenever you en vez de estar cocinando, ya no estás cocinando, ya le echaste mucha sal. Ya es como de, coman zeta, ya no, esto no está quedando chido, ya no está agregando nada.
So you feel it.
Yeah, of course. It's undeniable, especially when a song's finished. Like, that was the mixing process for us, was I think these songs are done when we can listen to them and think, there's nothing I'd change.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of the mixing process for us, I think, is listening back to it, and you'll notice something or something sticks out. The song is complete when nothing sticks out, when it feels like it's all one stream of consciousness, you know?
Wow. And for audiovisual thing for this, you know, like photos and videos, and how do you decide? Like
I think
want it because there's different minds.
Yeah.
You know, like.
I think that's also like a thing that we are starting to develop more now, because first was the music, and now I think the imagery or like all the artistic style. I think we have like really more different backgrounds than before.
Okay.
So I think we are starting to merge what we like from the band, or we like for the band, and you know, Kaleb has a great art style that I have not seen anywhere. You know, also like the shirts we did for Bajo Circuito.
Yeah,
he made them all with bleach.
Tenemos
you know?
aquí un fan con esa t-shirt y están increíbles, Khameleon.
Vamos.
Vamos, que venga, que pase. Chicos, está increíble esto, chéquense. O sea, es una locura lo que vimos, el merch que traen ahorita.
All hand painted by yours truly.
Ya, y también tuvimos en Bajo Circuito otras. Gracias. Tuvimos en Bajo Circuito algo que también hiciste a mano, but you know, like paint something, different t-shirts, right?
Yeah, for all the t-shirts.
And you did one night before?
Yeah, the night before the concert.
Yeah, you said that, right?
Yeah, that's true. I'm hopefully not going to do that for this concert. I think I'm going to make more ahead of time. But it reflects the music. I think the visual aspects and the imagery of the band, we're getting more and more close to what we want to see from that, because it's so important, you know? The visuals are so much connected to the music.
Yeah.
It could be the greatest song of all time, but if it doesn't have the right video, no one's going to watch it, because people subconsciously need that visual stimulation. So
it's important. It's very important, yeah.
And we wanted the merch to feel the same as the music, like it came straight from us. So we didn't order anything. We just got blank t-shirts, some bleach and some paint and some love infused into the merch.
And we're amazing, guys. If your music had a color palette, or visual world, how would it look like?
The blue.
For the time being, I think it's blue. But
psychedelic blue? Because we have like tons of blue.
But it's turning yellow.
Exactly.
Blue, but it's turning yellow.
The last record was blue. The next record's going to be yellow. It's going to be summer music.
Oh my God. So you are going to do this thing like different colors and different visuals and for the different albums?
We're going to do that,
Oh my God. Can't wait. Can't wait, guys. So tell me about this last song that you have sang.
So
about Adrian.
Soledad.
Shout out to Adrian.
Shout out to Adrian, actually.
737, who was like super chill. We met him also at the concierto en Bajo Circuito. Lo voy a decir en español.
Sí.
En el concierto de Bajo Circuito, justo después de conocerlos a ustedes. Después, Jess, mi novia, de nuevo, justamente.
La vamos a invitar el próximo martes. Jess, si estás viendo esta entrevista, ya te tocó, ni modo. Ya te embarcamos aquí.
Ni modísimo. Entonces, nos topamos a Adrián, que había estado trabajando justamente con Beyond the Sound, con Gandaya y con otras bandas que conocemos que son...
También mi Beyond the Sound, que cuánto los quiero, y el Gandayita también, que pronto también estará por acá.
Justo. Entonces, se acercó a nosotros y nos dijo, hey, me encanta su proyecto, nos gustaría que vinieran al estudio un día a grabar, a ver qué sale. Y
Randomly.
Y justamente ya se cumplió el martes pasado, este martes, ¿no?
Sí, fue
esta semana fuimos a su estudio, lo vimos, estuvo bien padre, conocimos a él, lo conocimos a su socio Lester y pues estuvimos ahí.
Justamente.
Shout out Lester.
Shout out to Lester, yeah.
Entonces ya estuvimos en el estudio y decidimos cocinar esta canción entre dos canciones que ya traían Kaleb y Manuel. Y le empezamos a dar grasa y como que...
¿Y es esta Son Bad?
Estas Son Bad.
Sí.
Entonces, la terminamos de componer ahí. Bueno, I don't know how you guys felt, but like there, when we played it at that studio, us three with them listening, like it came around the final details and the final arrangements and the final textures, you know?
Yeah, originally I had written the idea, I think 2 or 3 days before that session, and it was just again, it started with the lyrics and a slight guitar idea. But it was inspired on these experiences. Like I had met this person when I first got here, and you were talking about what do I do in my free time other than music.
I was talking about that on the break. That what do you do on your spare time and your free time, like playing video games, or you compose and
we would
play?
Like to.
We would like to. Okay.
We would like to.
I'm pretty into rock climbing, and there's a decent rock climbing scene here.
So cool.
Yeah, and I met this girl, and she was into rock climbing as well, and we were doing all these things, and things got very interesting. We went out to this wedding with her friend, and things got really heavy, and that relationship kind of stopped out of nowhere. And so I was in this place of feeling really inspired by these events going on with this relationship with this person that was so intense and then just disappeared from my life. So I came into the studio feeling really emotional, and we just brought it to life, you know.
Actually,
it came together in one session, and now it's recorded, and
it's amazing. It's an amazing song.
It was actually like the third rehearsal we did that song.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Really, you're like I don't know how to explain, but it's like I do the whole album in the bathroom. Just 1 minute.
I think that's really important to the band as well. Though. Like the current state of the music scene is so pre-planned and so meticulous. Like you hear a song on the radio and it's perfect, right? They record every track separately and everything sounds crystal clear and perfect. And for us, that's less what it's about, you know? I want the three of us to be able to go into a studio and play it live, one take, and you can hear that when you listen to the music. Like, and to me, that's what the music scene's missing, is that authenticity. Three guys in a room playing their hearts out and hearing that and hearing the mistakes and the emotion. That's what makes the music, is the authenticity. So.
And you know what, guys, you are so authentic because you feel it. And as I said, you know, I feel this vibe, like a spiritual vibe, like destiny. I don't know how to explain, I don't know how to call, but you have this as you like a band. So I think it's the connection that you will have with your fans right now, and the old people that love you guys. So thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
El tiempo se nos está acabando, but come back whenever you want.
Of course,
come
maybe
back.
bring Jess.
Come back for the new release. Y si quieren decirle algo a los fans, a todos los que nos están escuchando.
Vamos a estar el abril 4 de abril. Perdón, hablo tanto inglés, ya las palabras están al revés.
Vamos a estar April, sword.
Vamos a estar el 4 de abril en La Piedad, Live Music, ¿verdad?
La Piedad Live Music, 8 p.m. También estará Red Munguía ahí. Bueno, no ahí.
No,
estará
en
el bajo circuito.
Sí.
Estaremos en 2 eventos. Hay 2 eventos ese mismo día. Nosotros estaremos justamente en La Piedad Live Music, 8 p.m.
Little
German, Pamela Roth. Va a haber merch hecha por Kaleb, igual. Toda la merch, sí. Toda la merch en realidad está hecha como para la fecha. Entonces, una vez que compraron su playera de ese día, ya no va a ser replicada en ningún otro día jamás.
Tendré que robar unas.
Así es.
Sí.
Y pues nada, muchas gracias. Si les gustó la música, Khameleon con KH, Khameleon.
Está apareciendo, chicos, aquí en las plecas de live stream. Gracias a toda la gente que se conectó. David Mondagrón, gracias por tus saludos. Pronto Querétaro, pregunta que cuándo van a estar en Querétaro. Necesitamos un foro. Necesitamos un foro en Querétaro. Escríbanos. Chicos, gracias a todos los que se conectaron a través de nuestro stream. Bienvenidos. Nos vemos el siguiente martes con otra banda y con más artistas, música emergente aquí en el mejor programa de Sin Control. Y agréguenos en las redes sociales, síganos en todos lados, por favor, y sigamos apoyando a estas hermosas bandas. Así que hasta la próxima.
Gracias.
Yeah. Hey.
Sintonízanos todos los jueves a las 8 p.m. por el 1670 de AM. Radio Náhuatl, eleva tus sentidos.